Everybody doing good?
Turn this, I gotta get the reverse angle.
Cool.
Bam. Bam.
Phone's going.
Alright, there we go. Now I'm almost in my groove.
Okay.
Y'all, when I get a late start, man, the entire want to come in here talking to me this morning. And it's like I be trying to get through and even I'm prison. No, I'm not tripping. It's like I was a little bit late today. Well, I'm not late getting here, but I'm dragging, so I'm not moving at my same speed. I gotta have an alcohol. When I have a drink, I gotta anticipate, do a 10-minute, add 10 minutes to my get here time.
Right.
Cause I got a little lag in my drag.
It happens sometimes. You pick it back up. You get your mojo. You'll get there. I've been there. Been there. Totally understand.
Take a moment, share.
What's good, James? How are you? Good morning.
There you go.
Lemon water.
Watch. Right.
Gatorade is good too. Gatorade get you back. Right together. Yes, caffeine. Exactly. Caffeine always. But he has coffee right now, so he'll pick up. He got some coffee. He'll get it. It takes a minute. Good morning, David. Thanks for tuning in. How you doing?
Baby, there's no need to tell ya.
Hey,
As far as I can clearly recall, my love has been true for you.
it's Mary.
And you don't have to worry at all. I'll sacrifice my time. I'll make sure you're satisfied. There's no hard drink to the joy I bring. I'm gonna give you all of my love. And you wanna do every day, every night, every. Don't you look no more. Love without a limit, my love is yours. All right, now I'm good. Every. This how y'all know I'm dragging. I didn't even finish my donut. That's usually finished in the first 10 minutes. Baby, I'm in need of your love. And you got that touch that I need so much. And I am about to explode. Freely, completely. Everything you want, I be. Good love, down to the last drop. And I am not gonna stop. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1698, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm going to get it together, y'all. Yeah. You know, when you the morning show host, you can't do the late nights. Can I tell you what? But let me tell you, I used to not walk out the door till 10:30. Like, I'd be looking like, I used to call, my homie Vince Bass, back when we was living the life, when we was doing all the liquor promotions, representing Remy Martin. Man, let me tell you.
Late nights.
VB would pull up, I hear that, BB. I'd be like, man, don't honk that loud in my neighborhood. Because we would be leaving out the house 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I always say, when I'm leaving out now at 4:30, and I see the headlights going home, I think about them old days, and I'd be like, I used to think about, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna do? And I just be like, dog, it's not gonna work.
Right.
Cause it's only a certain set of headlights that's going a certain way, and the dudes in the car be looking like, oh damn, I overslept. Oh Lord, I gotta get home. Let me stop. All right, y'all. Look. Did you see? Can I tell y'all what? Shout out. You know what? I got to find that name. But did you all see the story of the woman at the bus stop who shot with the concealed carry? Shout out to my man Mike Brown with the concealed carry license. But apparently yesterday, hold on, I can't find her name. Anyway, the young gentleman, Le'Veon Goings, had recently been released from jail, and he was robbing a woman at the bus stop.
Where?
Thank you, darling. Thank you. 3900 block of West Roosevelt Road. See if I can get her name. But basically, he was trying to rob her. She reached in the purse, capped him.
Good for her.
Bang! Shot him in the neck.
Take it.
Now, she had a concealed carry. They actually caught all the videos. So she shot him in the neck. He ran away. And then the police found him laid out somewhere else. They took him to Christ Hospital. He died, unfortunately. But can I tell you, I still feel like score one for the good guys. Like these young brothers that see our black women and see an opportunity to vandalize them. I'm so glad for concealed carry. And I'm glad that it worked out. I'm sorry that young man lost his life, but I think that there need to be more examples of. Yesterday when we were talking about the whole gang thing, and they were saying like if you lived in certain neighborhoods, if you didn't become a predator, you were prey. Well, I think that how about if I don't want to be a predator, you just leave me the hell alone.
Right. And
if you don't leave me the hell alone, I'ma show you right what can happen. And please pardon me. But I do think that was. I think there need to be more stories like that.
And they actually had this on video.
They caught the whole thing.
Wow.
I catch everything now, Kim.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So you see that after Kim Fox made her announcement, apparently there have been at least 2 claims, 2 calls to the hotline.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
And I just want to say something to. Everybody who was talking about the low-hanging fruit and Kim just going after, R. Kelly because it was easy to go after. Did you all see the story of Jamel Hilaire Jones? That is the basketball coach at Legal Prep Charter School. Well, he was just charged with having ongoing sexual affairs with students ages 14 and 17. I think one of the things that we must be very mindful of, and I was, as I go through the comments, Sonia, you had a comment, something to the effect that your daughters are listening as they hear you fellas discussing what's going on with R. Kelly, and you wonder how they won't tell because they hear you talking about it and the way we're referring to it. And so I just, there are so many, I cannot wait for this conversation. Because who said it? I don't know where I was listening, but they said that like the predators look for the fast girls, the bad girls, the people that nobody will believe. Kim Fox said that yesterday. Right, the ones that's the fast girls, the ones that's bad, the ones that nobody will believe. I just want to caution us, and I just want to say, fellas, we got to protect our sisters in this piece. Don't get me twisted. You know what I'm saying? I love my beautiful wife, but I also think that we need to. I just think we need to make sure that we are on the right side of history. And when I say on the right side of history, I'm saying that there are things that maybe were acceptable in the past. Maybe we just kind of turned a blind eye to, but it just seems like we need to be on top of this a little bit more, because I just keep thinking of all the people who suffer in silence. Did you see Trump walked out of the meeting yesterday?
Of course he did.
Hey, man, but that's one of his strategies.
Yeah.
That's a strategy. And did you see, it's funny because Donald Trump be bombastic. I walked out, and then Mike Pence was like, I don't know what happened. He gave candy to everyone, literally. He walked around and he passed out candy. Right. Did we get the slur from the New York, did we find the New York weather man? Sonia, play this and see if this guy just got fired. Play this clip.
Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio, talking football with you on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Did you hear that? Do it one more time.
It went pretty fast.
Go ahead.
Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
He called it the Martin Luther King holiday.
I heard that. But it did seem like that was a mistake, though. I think
he got fired. He got fired.
Oh.
From his job at ESPN. You think he should have got fired for that?
It came across like he was just talking too fast and it was a mistake. I don't know about that one.
You know what?
I don't
Let me say this.
What you think?
I think like this. If that was a brother and he said something, I think about what would have happened if it was a black dude. So I'm not gonna cry too much because you know we'll see the story. How many times Jamel Hill get suspended? I don't know. Look, y'all, when we come back, we're gonna get on the social media question of the day. You know, Bruce Rauner did one of his last and final acts yesterday, which was to swear in the Illinois Senate. But I want to talk about the last 4 years. What were the last 4 years like for Illinois, for black Illinoisans in politics? Let's talk about it when we come back. 773-591-1690. We'll be back after traffic, news, and the weather.
You see that guy, that attorney from Poker, the store?
What happened?
Oh, so last night. So he has an attorney now. They're getting ready to go after the store.
I think that store shouldn't be open.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to. Okay, they're trying to go for it. Yeah, they're trying to really push it.
Out of a White House meeting on ending the government shutdown. Mark Mayfield reports.
It's cold out here, and the temperature wasn't much warmer in the Situation Room. Our meeting did not last long.
Hi, baby mama.
Said Trump departed after he asked
I see you tuning in. Hi.
Democrats are not budging on the wall. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer
See you watching me, girl. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
R. Kelly is facing backlash in Chicago over abuse allegations featured in the Lifetime docu-series Surviving R. Kelly. Local radio host.
Did y'all see the news yesterday? The guy, the brother that the manager threw the chair at, the black guy. He now has a lawyer, and they're trying to get that store closed. And it's not just going to be a suspension. They're really, really trying to push for that store to get closed, as they should. He had no business throwing a chair at that young man for walking in his store. I don't care who he had problems with the day before. That was not this guy's problem. So to throw a chair at someone, he could have really, really caused some bodily damage. So not cool. No, he didn't get fired. What do you guys think? Y'all see it? Very articulate brother too. I mean, this was coming into the store, minding his own business. The manager throws a chair. I think the store is called Pokey up north. I've never been there, but yeah, not cool. Not cool at all. To throw a chair at somebody, like, these people are crazy. Crazy. So what else is going on? Y'all see I don't have my coffee today. Shout out to Tim King who brought my coffee yesterday, my chai latte. Helped me get through the day. I'm struggling today, but I get through it. I will get through it. Good morning, Carol. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Either way. So what else? Y'all talk to me this morning. It's Thursday. How y'all feeling? Everybody off to work? What we doing? Talk to me. Where we going? What's the plans for the weekend? Anything going on? What's happening? What y'all doing? I'm glad that lady had a concealed weapon. She needs to protect herself. I mean, sorry that the brother passed away, but hey, you know, like I say, you live by the sword. Sometimes you gotta die by the sword. You cannot be trying to rob people. You don't know what people have on them these days. So, hey, rest in peace. Kudos to the young lady that was legally able to carry a concealed weapon and was able to protect herself. We gotta protect each other. And brothers, we gotta protect our sisters. Seriously, like, this is crazy.
It's a celebration fit for a king. Listen Monday, January.
Peace to you, Keith. How you doing this morning?
January 25th for King Stories Untold.
Yeah, we definitely do need more concealed carry. Yep.
You never know what you'll get.
Agreed.
A little bit of this. Texas.
Come always been afraid of guns myself personally, so I don't know. Even I know it's legally that we can legal now that we can do it. But I had a really really bad childhood experience with a good friend of mine who was actually killed. So I've always been afraid of guns. I do feel like they're necessary for protection, but me myself personally, because of that experience, I just, I could never see myself personally purchasing and carrying a gun. But hats off to anybody else who wants to do it and use it properly to protect themselves. Because I do believe that you should be able and have the right to protect yourself. Yeah. Well, Mike, the apologies, honestly, is because, I'm still an empathetic person. So anybody that passes away, for me, regardless of the circumstances, I'm always going to feel a way about that because a life is a life. Now, I'm not condoning his actions. I'm not condoning what he did because it was wrong. However, it's still a life, and it's a life gone. And he is a family member to someone. So, like I said, apologies. And it is unfortunate for that passing. However, the young lady that he was trying to rob is now okay, and she was protecting herself. So, in a situation like that, it's fine. Hi, Store World Toya. How are you? Good morning. Are you in Chicago or you're in Dallas? Where are you now?
Okay.
Everything good? You see me rocking my AKA shirt yesterday when you tuned in, Toya. It'd be great too. Oh, you in Arizona? Oh, I gotta come visit. Oh yeah, let's talk offline. Call me. I do remember you moved to Arizona. I know it's nice and warm out there. Oh, girl. Call me. Toya, offline. Let's chat. I definitely want to come and check you out. Absolutely. Yep. Mike Brown, me too. Yep. Yep. There's V75 video.
What's V75? What's V75, Tennille?
What you talking about? Yes, Monica Ski. Yes.
Who the actors are when? When are y'all?
Say it again.
When's y'all when's y'all?
January 15th. Tuesday. January 15th. Going down.
What's the deltas? The 13th? The timeline.
Yeah, they 2 days before us. And about the 14th, we just started flooding the timeline. We like, okay, all right. And everything is pink and green. So yeah, they're the 13th, we're the 15th. Shouts out to the Deltas. We love them as well.
The 00, triple O's, as I like to call them.
Yes. We love
Hey,
them.
thank you to everybody yesterday. I got a lot of good feedback on the Greek conversation. We want to have a deeper conversation, but I think I'm going to do it at a podcast.
Oh, that's the club. The V75 was the club R. Kelly was at. Remember,
Last night?
Yeah. And where's that? That's in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Where's that at? He has
Uh-oh.
60.
Uh-oh. Done for me. Used to think about it all the time. Now friends seem to think that you're so peachy keen.
My friend said the regret is
Who's
on
on you?
your mind.
Who's right? What have you done for me lately?
That Janet boy.
Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately?
Said it's on 75th Street.
Ooh, yeah. And almost every night, dancing till I thought I'd lose my breath. Now it seems your dancing feet are always on my couch. You are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Catrice Armstrong. She has been
Chicago.
guest hosting with me all week. Now, let me say something. Let me make a quick correction. Thank you to my WVON listening audience. Y'all tune in and y'all will get it right. The phone lines lit up. That shooting was at 103rd and Wallace. 103rd and Wallace, where the young lady was shot at the bus. She was being robbed at the bus stop when the woman pulled out that thing, up that strap. I'm sorry that the young man passed away, but keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. We got to learn, man. We got to stop. We cannot be preying on our own community. We cannot keep eating our own. All right. So let me move on. Hey, y'all, yesterday, the Illinois adopted its newest General Assembly. And next week, we will begin a whole new era in Illinois government as our new executive officers take hold. That will be Governor J.B. Pritzker with Juliana Stratton. You will see Jesse White return to the spot. Treasurer Mike Freggs will return, but former state senator, because actually he resigned for Robert Peters, who has now replaced him. Kwame Raoul will be installed as the Attorney General. And then it will be on and popping, and we'll be off to the races. I want to go, though. So what I'd like to do, Governor Rauner is also giving his last two speeches. And boy, yesterday he swore in the Illinois Senate. That's his job. And then a couple days ago, he gave a speech. And I was just thinking about, he didn't have a very bright future for Illinois. He was talking about all the corruption and all the bad things. And it got me to thinking about the last 4 years in politics for Illinois. Now, I think of in the last 4 years, you think of it as part of it as Bruce Rauner. But a lot happened that shaped the way we're going to move going forward. So what I want to ask is the social media question of the day. How would you describe the last 4 years in Illinois politics for black people? How would you describe it? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. I am going to say, and I was contemplating this, and I'm going to say that as I reflect, I believe that these last 4 years, when you look at the black trajectory in Illinois, will be referred to as the awakening. It will be referred to as the awakening. It is the era, in my estimation, that black Illinoisans started to pivot. They started, I think, we saw Bruce Rauner. Now, you know what? Let's start with Bruce Rauner. So Bruce Rauner was the governor. He had some interesting things to say as related to the black community. Let's hear some of the quotes he came here to the WVON Morning Show with.
But especially, I've been great for black businesses and African-American schools. No governor's done more than me. That's right, specific to African-American owned businesses. We are going to monitor what contracts they're getting, and where there are black business owners who could be providing services to the state and they're not given their fair percentage as they reflect the business community, we are going to hold employees in the bureaucracy accountable, and that's going to be part of their evaluation.
I remember Governor Rauner came on this show, and he actually came a few times. But I'll never forget he came here and he said he was the best governor for black business. I can't necessarily agree with that. I know that Willie Wilson, Vince Bass, people like Corey Brooks did their best, but I think that there's structurally people in place that prevent that from happening. Governor Rauner, epic fail? Would you say epic fail?
No.
What would you say?
I would say okay. He did okay, but I wouldn't go as far as to say epic fail.
Really? I'm gonna say.
What you gonna say?
I would say that the thing that I would, as I think about this, I think that I'm going to say that when I look back on these 4 years, I don't think that there's anybody that can beat Mike Madigan. I don't. I am at this point, I believe that there is probably right now in our lifetime, we're probably not going to see anybody as dominant, as wily, as like him, love him, hate him, whatever you want to say. I think that he proved that he's the undisputed king of politics in Illinois. Mike Madigan. I think he made Bruce Rauner. I think, I watched this whole thing happen, and I think that there are things, I learned a lot about messaging. I learned about the power of media. I'm going to tell you that, and for all of the money that Bruce Rauner spent, right? We never saw any, man, yesterday, Mike Madigan assumed power over the largest General Assembly majority that he's had after a 4-year war of attrition. I don't know where it leaves the black community has been left, but I know it's left the Democratic Party stronger. And so when I say the awakening, I think of it left the Democratic Party stronger, but I think what you're starting to see is everybody inside the party starting to build up their own muscles, right? I think that you're starting to see different caucuses. I think you've got a lot of young black legislators down in Springfield who are starting to assert their power. I think he's going to have to worry about putting together a group. But I just feel like, right, what the last 4 years in Illinois politics, in my estimation for black people, will be the awakening. Because I think Laquan McDonald happened during this time, and it mobilized and opened up the eyes of a lot of black people. I think of Black Friday occurred in the last 4 years. And I think about the billions of dollars that impacted Michigan Avenue. I think about the shutdowns of the expressways. I know I've talked about them and made fun of them. I think about the emergence of our millennials as a force to be reckoned with, who took on the powers that be. So I'm going to say that I think we elected Kim Foxx in these last 4 years. So I'm going to tell you, I think the last 4 years can be described as the black awakening. We'll talk about it. Give us a call, 773-591-1690. How would you describe the last 4 years for politics for black people in Illinois? We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show with
It's hot. Yeah, I'm going to
Would you say it's an epic fail? He was an epic fail?
Yeah, I think that Rauner, in the way of Illinois politics, I think he was an epic fail. I think that he tried to do things. I think, first of all, I think Bruce Rauner did not understand Illinois politics, and I think that there's an entrenched Democratic and Republican understanding that, like if you used to being the minority party, then you have a way of operating so that you all can be. Well, when Bruce Rauner came, the Democrats and Republicans, they didn't necessarily get along, but they had a way of doing business so that they could get stuff done. Bruce Rauner came in and put a hard line. The Republicans already knew they were going to be in the minority, so they would be like, okay, we're going to fight on this, we're not going to fight on this, and they would negotiate. Bruce Rauner came in and said, there will be no negotiation.
Right. It's going to be this way.
It's this way, and he essentially bought the Republican Party. Now, I think in buying the Republican Party, he didn't provide Republicans with he could give them campaign money, but he couldn't provide them the back end. I don't know how to explain it except to say, like, he could give you money in your campaign account. They could stop building roads in your community, right? So Bruce Rauner can help you in one space, but he never really assumed the power as the governor. Now, I think in the last 4 years, we probably saw a purge of black social service agencies. We saw a purge of nonprofits. When he cut the budget, I think they essentially killed a bunch of black social service agencies, etc., so that when they would never return. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, give me a second, y'all. Let me say what's up to everybody.
Okay.
All right, what's up, Alvin Norton? What up, Patah? What up, Tiger Lily? What up, what up, Mike Brown? What up, Dr. Darlene Kennard? What up, Aunt Tennille? What up, Quaser? What's up to the beautiful and lovely Commissioner Carrie Steele? What's up, Daryl Stiff? What up, Monique Clavel? Can I ask y'all to pray for me today? Can I just ask y'all to send a prayer up today? That's all. Okay. No, I'm serious as a heart attack. Like, as a heart attack. Don't ask no questions. Just send one up.
Set it up. Okay.
Don't ask no questions.
Just set it up.
Just send one up. What's up, Sarita Froster? What up, Tammy? I'm having heart palpitations this morning. You gotta ask them. I don't know. It's locked into my computer. So if you ask them, they'll tell you. I think it's the phone number, but it's you gotta go ask them. You can go ask them. Doing my own thing. Love has always had a way of bad timing. Great surprise. Looked in your eyes. I had one question for you.
They create jobs in the black community. Ask them how they feel about that bill. If all we do is just jack up the minimum wage and do nothing else, you watch the bleed out of jobs in our neighborhood.
So tell me if you want me to, yeah. If you go to sleep on this, no, you're all, cause all I dream about is our first kiss. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Catrice Armstrong.
Good morning, Chicago.
And Catrice, we are asking the social media question of the day. How would you describe the last 4 years in Illinois politics for black people? I'm going to go to the phone lines. I'm going to go to Ron. Ron, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. How you feeling this morning, my brother?
Good morning, Ron.
Hey, good morning.
Brother Nick. Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Robin was an absolute failure. He didn't please anybody. Couldn't even please his own base. But hey, Mace, I agree with you in terms of black people, but here's the thing, Mace. I have to see what happens in February. Well, you talked about the crime McDonald facilities, all of it. They need to be replaced with that. And lastly, I just didn't see enough economic parity and improvement in the black community. So we say we've been awakened. I can't agree with you, but I need to see a little more. Thanks, Mace.
All right. So, I think that an awakening, like when you awakening, like you don't just go, hello, I'm awake, good morning. I feel like it's like, you wipe your eyes a little bit. Then you see, I think the alarm clock went off. I feel like we opened our eyes just a little bit so we could see kind of the sunlight peeking through. Still got a little sleep in your eyes and you're rubbing them, but you about to put your feet on the floor. Now I'm gonna ask you, because I think when we get to this mayor's race, you're gonna start to see some things congeal. Now I don't know what's going on complete with this mayor's race, but I do. And we'll talk about that coming up. But when I think about the last 4 years politically, I also think that we had the boogeyman, right? In the last 4 years, the boogeyman came twice. He came when we got a Republican governor as Bruce Rauner. He came as we got Donald Trump as president. Black folks, y'all still here?
Yeah.
We gonna survive. I tell people all the time, black folks, no matter what the circumstances, we will always survive. Right. But when do we thrive? When do we go and when do we take our birthright for what we put in at this state?
Ask the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce.
You know what? I am waiting on the report because, I'm going to tell you, who did some damage during the Bruce Rauner era? Reverend Dr. Willie Wilson. I don't know if you saw that task force. I would be interested to see if they're going to keep the black business task force alive. Because, they was going through all of the government contracts and saying how much black people were supposed to get. I think they had us added up to a couple $100 million that we were getting cheated out of. This is what I am looking forward to going forward. Because I can tell you about, I don't know if, I think the black unemployment in Chicago is still 18%, is still highest in the country. Right. I think we still have the largest out-migration of black people in the country. We still are last in all of the 16 economic indicators. Now, going forward, how do we judge whether we're better or worse? I think before we didn't even have a standard. I think right now, there is a bar set, right? I think black folks like, hold on. Like, you remember Sister Karen called here yesterday? And we was talking about the Greeks, and she said, I want y'all, if y'all gonna be on the Greeks, while you there, why don't you go to the university, tell them you want a percentage of the contracts? I think there is an awakening happening where we as a community are reconnecting. I think there's some growing pains. I think there's some issues. But I think what we're starting to see is a recognition that I think what we saw in these last 4 years is a recognition that our community is not necessarily doing better. Sometimes they say when a frog sits in a pot of boiling water and it doesn't realize that it's cooking until it's too late. Yeah. I feel like in these last 4 years we realized the pot was boiling. Now the question is, will we jump out the pot and come completely into our full own, or will we remain black lollipops? We'll be back. All right, y'all, take a moment. Share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the broadcast. What's up, Israel? Mark Allen. Mark Allen, I will talk to you later today. I see you. I thank you tremendously. Mark, thank you. What's up, Alvin E. Norton? What's up, Israel? What's up, Monica Jones? What up, Yashika Wadi? What up, Quasi? What up, Mark Allen? Mark Allen lives what he speaks. Let me just tell y'all that. Also, can I tell y'all something? Mark Allen told me stop asking what's in it for the black people if y'all don't come over to his office and get some training. He said y'all don't come over to his office and get some of this access to this airport money because y'all tripping. He said we mad instead of coming over there. Y'all know y'all go to Black Wall Street. They will hook you up with a consultant that will help you, give you 2 free hours to help you get your plan and package together. But you got to tap in. My man Mark Allen be doing this thing. Tap in. What's up, Terry? What's up, Chess, etc.? What's up, King Mufasa Red? What up, Michelle Harris? What up, Denise Russell? What up, Brother Patar? What up, Brother Edward? What up, C. Sadiq? What up, Eddie? I want to talk to you. Keith Williams. Lynn Tay. What up, Melody Winston? Tell Reverend.
Hey, Melody. That's my girl. Good morning.
Melody?
Praying right there.
We need you to tell Reverend Bill, send one up. You know, you see, Melody, if we get you to tell Reverend Bill to send one up, then we could channel all 20,000 of the mega church up to God. So just tell the Reverend Bill we need you to send one up. What up, James Washington? What up, Rodney Ware? What up, Monique Clavel? Teresa Robinson Thompson? Felicia Gatewood? Bolingbrook in the building. See, my coffee is kicking in, y'all.
Oh, come on.
Leslie R. Kane Teague. What up, Angel Dickinson? Tanya Robinson. Shalom Ak. Black Wall Street, baby. Have you shared the broadcast? If you ain't shared the broadcast, we got a problem. Lynn Tate, thank you for sharing. Eddie, Melvin Griffin, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, Steve Winters, Blue 5, Frag Go Mob. Man, Steve, I heard your son was down at the zoo. What up, Maria Munoz? Maria. She reminds me of a West Side Story. Okay. Carmen A. Coburn. What up, Rod Crowder? What up, Melvin Griffin? Sly Townsend. Desmond Hutchins. What up, WVON? Cletus Williams. What's up, my brother? Shirley J. Carter. Mark is feeling awake in Ashburn. Alvin E. Norton. Mark's Black Wall Street, Chicago, Black Wall Street, districts of Chicago. The Lions Den, thanks, Mark. The National Black Wall Street, Melvin Griffin, and Brother Patah. Now, I know I'm good for more shares than that. Get your share on. Share it with your groups, right? Expand the message. Black people leave in the last 4 years. Thank you. J. Minor Allen, the mayor of 79th Street. What's up, man? Geesh, Erica, I'm tired too. Oh, did y'all get y'all tickets? Have y'all got y'all rooms? Y'all tripping. You better get your rooms. They're going fast. Hot. People keep asking me, wait a minute, does that include the hotel? Yes. The $275 per person includes 3-night hotel. Now, it's based on double occupancy. So if you want to spend $275, what's that? $3, $4, $550. You can get it all to yourself. Have your own party in your room and just come on down.
Party. Party on.
My girl likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time.
Hey, Juan, good morning.
One Teague.
She in here.
Juan Tigalino. Look at that's the first wave of people just went to go get in the shower.
The first wave?
The first wave of people went to go get in the shower.
Right. Well, they gotta get ready. They gotta go to work too, man.
They'll be back.
You know? Oh.
Rain or shine.
Oh, okay. I'll be sure. Right.
Love is blind. How I feel about you night and day. Hey, hey, I can tell you how I feel about you night and day.
Say that.
Rain or care. I want to run my fingers through your hair. This one I used to wish I could be light-skinned.
That big name. I know, I'll be sure.
Please don't share. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Y'all know how I do at the top of the hour. Gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Aviam Jordan? She is in the newsroom. Gotta say what's up to Miss Sonia Escobar, the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, as well as Catrice Armstrong.
Hey, good morning.
Now, Catrice is from PR Works.
Yes.
You see how she did that right there? PR as in publicity works. Public relations works.
Yes, public relations works.
See that?
Yes.
You see how they did that? She made it a whole sentence in two. She used 2 letters and 1 word and made a whole sentence. That's pretty slick.
Powerful. That's how it is.
All right, now speaking of powerful, let me ask you all, have you done your due diligence? Are you all going to be at the staycation birthday party bash of the year? Have you gotten your tickets? Have you gone to Eventbrite? Have you locked down your room? People are saying, wait a minute. Does the $275, I got to pay $275 plus the room? No. It's $275 per person based on double occupancy, which means that for $275, you will get 3-night stay downtown at the Freehand Hotel. We will have 3 nights of a VIP penthouse suite with complimentary cocktails. Check it out. We got a bar crawl. We got a big game party, because you know that's the day of the big game on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Plus we got a brunch. All of that.
All that is included.
All that $275. You got to go to Eventbrite, the Maze Jackson Staycation Weekend. We're going to be at the Freehand Hotel. Now, let me tell you what. You get in your room, you're going to have a bottle waiting for you. Premium bottle. And on top of that, free snacks all weekend. Complimentary of my girl. Compliments of my girl Juan Teague. She like, you know what? You know how when you go in the mini bar and you see that, you know, it'd be late night and you want to eat that Reese's cup, but it'd be like $10. Free none in that. Free snacks all weekend.
Yeah. And you know we love to snack.
Man, I'm going to tell
Shout out to Juan for
you. And
that.
you know, I'm going to need to get my munchies together.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So, the Maze Jackson Staycation Weekend, do not miss it. Get your tickets. Excuse me, not your tickets. Get your rooms. Reserve your rooms. And with your rooms comes a 3-day party. You know what? You're not going to the Super Bowl because you just don't have time. But you want to get away. You want to kick it. You want to party. Did I press up the big game? then come on kick it with us. All right? Because I don't think I got time to go to the ATL.
It's going to be crazy now.
Plus, it's so many people with choker. You know what? Let me stop.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go here. Let's talk about the mayor's race. Boy, I'm going to tell you. This Ed Burke fallout is just... Woo, talk about splatter. So I'm going to say that Tony Preckwinkle has been catching the brunt of the Ed Burke fallout. And one of the things that I said is that what I said was that Susana Mendoza, first of all, I think Gary Chico is the smart one out of that. And Gary Chico, like, I ain't having no parts of it. Ed Burke, my boy, he been my boy. I'm not switching up nothing. Now, let me put these $1 million worth of commercials. Y'all can ask me, do I know Ed Burke? Yes, I do. Goodbye. Thank you. Get out of my face. You like his commercials? Okay.
He really has good commercials. He does.
Okay. So, okay, I'll give you that. But then you got, because he got that bag, though. Man, you know, Gary Chico came and sat right over there. I was like, is that a Rolex? He was like, oh, well. I was like, are those Cartier frames? He was like, pardon me? I was like, is that jacket custom made? Well, have you made over $20 million? I said, who's the most powerful Latino? He says, well, it depends on if you're talking money. Or I was like, So Gary Chico, like, I think everybody knows Gary Chico, Ed Burke, they tight. It ain't no questions to ask. I think he's playing it probably slick.
Yeah.
I think, kick him in the shins. She been playing it low key, right? Because, you know, she's kind of transactional. So in her transactions, you know, she'll throw you over. But she will throw you overboard. I never knew you. What? Who? Yeah, I kind of knew that guy somewhere, right? Well, it turns out. So now, can I just point this out? Because something so it turns out that not only did Susana Mendoza get married at Ed Burke's house, not only did she have her baby shower at Ed Burke's house, but apparently it has now come out from a City Club interview that Susana Mendoza's engagement occurred on an Ed Burke-sponsored trip to Ireland. She won it in a raffle, quote unquote, at the Irish Fellowship. Now, again, guys, I don't want no problems.
Right.
But you remember how I told y'all about the green team? Like, I don't think anybody black has ever been invited to the Irish Fellowship. It's like the giant conglomeration of all the Irish people. But to me, him presenting her there like that was, if you were to think of it, it's like making her his political daughter, right? If I bring you to my crew and it was like she got blessed in. Mm-hmm. She then, at this same Irish Fellowship breakfast, won a raffle. Mm-hmm. And she won it, a raffle that gave her a trip for two to Ireland, where her then boyfriend proposed to her. Coincidence? Some may say, but I think not. Mm-hmm. I think that as they put together the package, see, let me break this down for y'all. When you get in the queue to run for office, they look at you and then they start doing assessments. They say if we were to do this, you probably need a wife, right? Mm-hmm. Or a husband. Because you are now, I think there was a decision made that Susana was going to be the chosen Latina. Mm-hmm. Because she had the Latino last name, but the white thinking, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like the Chewy people call her a Lino, which is Latino in name only. Mm-hmm. But she was born in Little Village, so she could create this story as a victim of violence, even though she grew up in Bolingbrook right around me. Right? We didn't really have shootings and violence and all that stuff. Now, she does say she moved to Bolingbrook. I mean, she moved. But, you know, I wonder, does she ever talk to Roger Clare still, the mayor? Because he helped her out a lot. So, anyway, but when they think about a person like Susanna, they say, man, we can take her and she can go very, very, very far. But we got to package it right. So we got to get her a husband, right? So they go to Denver or somewhere, Colorado, something like that, and find a husband who happened to go to Bolingbrook High School with me too, right? There's a lot of stories in there, but I'll let that go. He used to be our backup quarterback. Okay, shout out to Lloyd Kerr, who was never gonna have a replacement. Anyway, so now what you gotta understand is, so they say we got this great candidate, but we need to make her presentable to the rest of the masses. So let's get her a husband, let's get her a baby. But now we gotta write a story. We gotta write this magical romantic story so that when people see this woman, right, with a stay-at-home dad, we wanna craft it. And so what you're seeing now is the pieces of the story of Susanna Mendoza and how she came to be. And so while Toni Preckwinkle is taking a brunt of the hit right now, I think that hers that's gonna tail off as Susanna Mendoza starts to rise. But Susanna Mendoza's not gonna be able to run away from Ed Burke, because now, not only did I have your wedding, your baby shower, you actually won a raffle to pay for your engagement, so that when I present you to the Irish Fellowship and we take the picture, why would Sostak is not, is that Irish? And Mendoza's not Irish. But they got engaged in Ireland? That's because it sent a message. Do y'all understand, like, there's messaging, like when you take the picture by the Shamrock, it sends a message to people. When you were in the old Ireland, it says that you part of the team. Wait, you got engaged in Ireland? In the motherland? Why, bloody good. Oh, no, that's wrong. Look, anyway, we'll talk about it more when we come back, because this mayor's race is getting real interesting. We'll break it down some more after traffic and the weather. All right, you got the camera. I'm hot. They did groom Susanna Mendoza.
Good morning, Jimalita. How are you? Hey, cousin. My cousin Melody signed on. Good morning, cuz. All the way from Michigan. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Jimalita, good morning. I see you. Thanks for tuning in. What's going on? Jim Flo. Thank you. Thank you, Jimalita. Happy New Year. Girl, yeah, it's early in the morning, but I'm trucking it through. Get on through this week. I'm waking up, it's still dark outside. I'm like, oh, man. This is what they do every day? Shouts out for that. All you guys to get up and it's still dark outside. These these shorter days kind of driving me crazy, because I go to bed, of course it's dark, and I wake up and it's still dark. I'm at the studio, it's just now getting light. So I'm like, wow, it's crazy. Yes, you know I'm gonna push through, babe. I'm a warrior. I'm gonna push through. Have a great day today. Gym Flow, where you work out at? Let me get myself in the gym. So what y'all want to hear today? What song y'all want to hear today? We played Love Ambition yesterday. What y'all want to hear? What y'all feeling? What y'all feeling today? What songs y'all feeling today? No suggestions? Where my girl Cheryl at? Cheryl, you on here? You recommended something last time. What y'all feeling? Jumelina, what you want to hear? Yeah, okay, Richard. Not happening. Okay? Funny. Not gonna happen. You need to play that in your own home. Not gonna happen today, buddy. Not gonna happen. Hi, Saransa, Chuck Charles. Hey, thanks for coming in. Richard, cut it out with the R. Kelly songs. Not happening.
Chuck,
okay?
chill out. R. Kelly's a manager just got arrested. Former manager just got arrested. Somebody better be nervous if they arresting former managers. Ooh!
What? They said that last night that they were coming from him. They had a warrant out for his arrest. What? So they arresting the manager. You know who next? He on deck. What they say on that? He gonna be on deck.
Ooh.
He on deck. He coming.
I mean, the father was there. He saw it. It was not rigged, but he invited me to an Irish American Fellowship breakfast where everybody who showed up was entered into a raffle to win 2 round-trip tickets to Ireland.
You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. That was Illinois Comptroller Susanna Mendoza describing the time that she went to the Irish Fellowship breakfast and participated in a raffle. You know what, when somebody tells you unsolicited, it wasn't rigged. I swear to God, it wasn't. It wasn't rigged. I swear to God, it wasn't. Who said it was rigged? I never even crossed my mind until you said it was rigged. See how that work right there? See how you be? My mom used to be like, you telling on yourself. Yep. You caught yourself up in a lie. You'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? All right, so that is what is going. So that's the Burke thing. Now, additionally, there was an additional charge filed against Toni Preckwinkle against her campaign regarding the lack of filing regarding this contribution. So this contribution is still a little bit controversial. But what I find interesting is that I want to know who filed the complaint against Toni Preckwinkle. If it was Willie Wilson, I could get it. But what if it was Mendoza being smart? And now there is clearly an issue because Susanna Mendoza also did not, as according to the Board of Ethics filings, she did not file the winning. So a $10,000 trip, she didn't file it. So now she gonna be stuck too. Now I'm gonna tell you, might be Willie Wilson though, because Willie Wilson is around here sneaking up on people. He is around sneaking up on people. So look, this Ed Burke thing, I think it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Is there any possibility that anybody in our community, would roll with Susanna Mendoza? Or is there, I'm just curious because, I see things one way. I think of kick them in the shins. But I saw her at a party and y'all was dancing with her. What? In the 6th Ward. Yeah, I did. I saw she was doing the bus stop or the electric slide or something. And all the seniors, there y'all go again, taking a selfie. Didn't even ask her. Let's go to the phone line. Sister Zakia, help me understand what's going on.
Well, I wanted to add on to your comment about how the powers to be was using Susanna Mendoza. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, good morning, sister. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
I always reflect back to the time. This was at a time when some of us were working toward a black and brown coalition, and I must admit I'm one of them, because I thought we could achieved that based on what we were doing during the Harold Washington days with black and browns. Because, you know, Latinos never had it so good when Mayor Washington was the mayor, because he put them in positions in City Hall and different places that they had never, ever been. And we were getting along with each other during that time. But the powers to be finally found them a Latino that would stand up with them against black people. And I'm talking about when Suzanne Mendoza stood with Representative Jack Fright, when she was the representative down in Springfield, Illinois. They stood and spoke out against Roland Barrows after Governor Gregorevich had appointed him the senator, and said this. This is what Jack Fright said. And Suzanne Mendoza was standing right next to him, cheering him on. He said Roland Barrows should have sat down and kept his mouth shut and let Dick Durbin do the talking. Now, why in the hell do Roland Barrows have to be quiet? He's a man. He's experienced in politics. He's served in various offices. Why do we have to sit down and let the white man speak on behalf of black folks for a black senator? So she's standing there with him. Yeah. And she's angry and upset. I'll never forget her for that. So I have nothing for Suzanne Mendoza. She will work with white folks against black folks. She has proved it. And any black person that support her, they need to think about the time she stood against our Senator Roland Barrows, along with the white powers to be.
You know what, Sister Zakia, you know what I love when you call in? Because I feel like I get a history lesson. It's some of y'all that, like, when Brother Hall call in, I feel like I get a history lesson. When Sister Zakia, you know, see, man, it's so much knowledge in our elders that we could put to good use as we start to move and try and put it together. See, I like the key learnings. What are the key learnings that we can take from the Washington movement? But what can we do to avoid the pitfalls of it? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm thinking about back over these last 4 years, and I've never seen black people so agitated. Now, I'm not saying we moving in the direction, but we moving. And I think that we gotta start being cognizant of our self-interest. So I wanna caution you all that as we think about what Sister Zakia said. Roland Barrows was appointed in Illinois. Appointments are a way of life in Illinois, regardless of who you like or don't like. And the fact that someone felt comfortable enough to tell Roland Barrows to sit down and shut up, one of our elders, that should be an issue that we should find out about. Y'all, when we come back, because I'm going to tell you, I still don't know what we're voting for or who we're voting for mayor and why. So when we come back, I want to talk about, is there anybody that is exciting you? Is there anybody in the mayor's race that you are fired up about? I'm going to tell y'all, call us, because this is the time for you to say who and why, because I don't know what we're voting for right now. I'm going to say, I see us voting against. So I can see people saying, oh, you were associated with Ed Burke, so we're going to vote against those people. But then, I'm going to tell you, I think that if you go through the list, see, because everybody being real slick right now, but there's a lesson to be learned from the Toni Preckwinkle situation, which is, she's not the only person that's had fundraisers with Ed Burke. She's not. And right now, everybody is sitting on their hands being quiet, hoping that there doesn't an invitation from their event. You think Suzanne Mendoza she had a wedding at that house? She had a baby shower at that house. Right. You think she ain't had no fundraisers at that house? Come on, y'all. Let's. Now, if we gonna do it, let's do it. Let's spread it around. But don't just be picking one person. Now, y'all know I'm not always the most, but I'm just gonna say this. You see Gary Chico and still ain't said nothing. You be like, oh no. But tell me when we come back, can y'all tell me who y'all excited about? Because I'm not really energetic about anything. I feel like since Tuesday's changed, I ain't really had no magic. Give us a call, 773-591-1690 AM. We'll be back.
Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news now.
I can do magic.
What's going to be the song of the day?
Well, I don't know. What you thinking?
I was asking now. People. I was asking the people. Trying to get people. They want. And I'm like, what y'all want to hear? Nobody said nothing. Maybe you ask me. They'll say, they'll tell you. What y'all want to hear today? Cause that Love Ambition, I don't know if we're going to be able to top that one. I played that about 3 times yesterday when I got home. About 3 times on repeat. It was so good. Love Ambition. What's a good one though? What's a... Oh, I got it. What's my girl name? Michelle. You took my love and I'm willing. Yeah.
There's no limit to the love I'm giving.
How you feel about
the
that?
love I'm giving. Ooh. Yeah, we can do that one.
What was the name of that song?
Something you should know.
Something in my heart.
There's something in my heart. Something in my heart. Something in my heart.
You got, girl, you know it.
You got me hooked on you.
That was a good one. Let's see. Man,
baby.
Classics. That when you hear it, you just be like we was doing that suddenly. That's it right there. Alexander O'Neal, Sunshine. Can't go wrong there.
I want to hear Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. Who was that?
Alexander O'Neal and Sherelle.
Sherelle.
They had a great run together.
They did. Alexander O'Neal was just a cool cat.
Yeah.
He was a cool
that
cat.
album was great.
Yes. What else more here? No? Okay. You go along that one, all right. Oh, Secret Lovers. All right, Jimalita, that is a good one.
Secret lovers. That's what we are. We try so hard to hide the way we feel. 'Cause we both belong to someone else. And we can't let go. 'Cause what we feel is all so real. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
So real. You gotta do the background.
So real. So real. So real. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. That was a good one. What else?
Let's see.
No, The Barge. Let me run this by you. You know, one more time.
You know what? He came here, he sang all the wrong words for the WVON, Taste of WVON last year.
No, he didn't.
He sang all the wrong words.
Oh,
People was like, okay, that ain't the
song. That ain't the lyrics. You know, you can't do that in Chicago. Chicago is not the city to come and mess up. You can't do it. We will hold you accountable and won't invite you back in for years. You got to know the words of the song. Jonathan, the R. Kelly is not happening. Stop suggesting R. Kelly music. Y'all know we're not going to play it, okay? You play it at your house. We're not playing it over here. Not happening. Good morning.
Why you, Patai, you want cuss words by Too Short?
Come on.
Hey, you know what I love about the one.
Auntie Robin, she said Strawberry Letter 22.
No, that ain't good.
No, you don't like that?
I'll tell you what though, I love Short when he be like, yeah, you. Can I ask you a question? You like to, you know what? You can't. I bet you like all the music that we used to listen to. Like you can't probably play no Too Short. You can't play no. Well, I'm easy. I got snitches galore. You might have a lot of snitches, but I got much more.
Yeah. Auntie.
Oh, what you know about Shook Ones? Don't. Oh, see. That's my jam. I've been actually listening to the Infamous lately. Okay, I was like, I don't know what to do.
Jimmy, the Moments of Love is a great instrumental. It's no, we need something we can sing. We want to be able to sing. You know? Jackson 5, we played the Jacksons already. We did them. We did them already. Can You Feel It? That was a good one. We did that already.
Oh, what about SWV or Escape?
Okay, so SWV. Hi. I like how people just walk past, and they wave. Good morning. Yeah, she looked like, do not mess with me. Don't play with me. Go ahead, mama. Oh, SWV.
I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control when something takes over me. In the stage, and it's so amazing.
It's not a shame. I
Want you to stay with me, by my side. I won't walk my pride. Your love is so weak, it knocks me right off of my feet. Can't explain why your love, it makes me weak. I get so weak. Okay. Woohoo! Woohoo! Woo! You better put your headphones on.
Oh, shoot.
What I need from you is understanding. Could we communicate? Understand what I say. What I need from you is understanding. So simple as 1, 2, 3. Understanding is what I need.
Break it down, babe.
You don't really know me. You just want to do what you want to do. That's not the way it should be. No, you better listen to me. Listen to me, girl. Very hard to make you understand the choices you make are all demand. Oh, I tried so very hard to keep my love alive, but you don't want to meet me halfway like the understanding guy. There's no way that we can work it out if we don't pull together. I don't mean to be demanding, but I want some understanding. I want to be with you. What I need from you is understanding. Communicate. You know what I say.
That's all we need.
What I need from you is understanding. So simple as 1, 2, 3. Understanding is what we need. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in here with me is Miss Catrice Armstrong.
Good morning, Chicago.
She's from PR Works. And I'm going to tell you what, speaking of works, Sonia Escobar, she put the work down. Now, let me tell y'all what. There's nothing I want to do more than talk on this mic and then Sonya get to playing these songs. If you don't know nothing about what I need, it's some understanding. I'm going to need some understanding. You understand me? That's the West Side version. Shout out to XK. We having a good old time. But y'all, speaking of a good old time, the mayor's race. What is going on? Y'all, look. In less than 10 weeks, we will be electing and we will be going to the polls to elect our next mayor. Now, we got a multi-billion-dollar budget. I want to say it's a $10 billion budget. This is the city of Chicago, international world city. And y'all, I don't feel any excitement. I don't feel as though there's enthusiasm regarding the mayor's race. Now, when I talk about enthusiasm, I'm talking about, I want somebody that is as enthusiastic as a Spanish announcer from Philly after the Cody Parkey kick. Somebody like this. Like, I want somebody exciting like that. I keep waiting for somebody that is running for mayor to do something that makes me be like, right?
Yes.
Is there anybody that's got you fired up? WVON family, give us a call, 773-591-1690. Who is exciting the masses? So here's where I'm at. I think, so first of all, let's back up. We're going to probably have about 13 candidates in the mayor's race.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to distinguish between 13 candidates. And so I think someone's got to catch fire. Somebody's got to say something that makes people say, we can get behind that. Let's go. Because honestly, with everything at stake, I don't feel any enthusiasm in the electorate. Are there any candidates that you're excited about? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. I'm going to tell you, I think I was super excited about Amara. Now, I think I was, she used to be here every Tuesday. And then with the Chance pop, and then the Kanye pop, and then the Chance repop, then she picked up a senior advisor. I expected that there would be like a wave of support, right? Like masses. I'm not necessarily seeing it yet. I think Willie Wilson generates excitement, but it usually comes because he's passing out cash, right? Like hundreds. Who else? LaShawn Ford, he's really cool, right? But he's spent a lot of time in this petition challenge. So I haven't seen him out on the trail a lot.
You're just looking for some energy.
I'm saying, is there anybody that is firing up the masses? Like, and I'm saying, I know you got your camp. So if you got your camp represent, call me, tell me why we should be excited. Yeah. I feel like for everything that is happening, like I don't feel the swell of the community saying we must elect a black mayor. I don't see it. I'm saying I see it amongst the Wakandans, but I don't see it. Like when I drive through the neighborhood, I don't see people like, oh my God, you voting for the mayor? Now maybe it's because we haven't seen a lot of advertising, but with 10 weeks to go,
right, we need to start seeing something.
We need to start seeing something. So, right now I would say the candidate with the biggest bang and maybe almost the biggest bucks, Willie Wilson. I see him moving, but I was excited about the concept of electing a black mayor, like there being a unification and black folks coming together. I am concerned that through y'all remember when I said I want to make sure we get through these black mayoral candidates challenges without there being irreparable harm, so that if there was the opportunity to unite after, I don't know if it's possible right now. Let's talk about it. Is that my sister Karen? Karen, can I just tell you something before you start? I have gotten more phone calls about your comments on Channel 5 than I care to imagine. She was like, who is that sister? Thank God we got her part, because you know what? So I just want to thank you for your comments that day. Talk to me, sis.
But you know who I'm excited about?
I do.
I see so many of them. It's Dr. Willie Wilson. Listen, I'm 57. I've
I've always been involved in politics. I've never seen a man that's running for office do the things that this man is doing and even speak the words that this man is speaking. When this man said he's tired of white folks telling him what to do, that's what did it. I'm very excited, and everybody that I come around is excited over Dr. Willie Wilson. So Dr. Willie Wilson is the one that's putting excitement in this race for me.
How about that, Karen? Go ahead.
And let me just say this. When you said Sister Sakia, I love what she called it. You know what, man? We as black folks, we don't do good with secrets. We're not a secret people. We're a true people. So the greatest thing we can ever do is continue to unwind what we don't know about. As long as we keep hearing truth, guess what? Black people have built to a level they've never gone to. I love you. Have a great day.
We love you, and thank you, Karen. Appreciate you for your support and you calling in. Yeah, I don't feel it. And you know, I feel like black people are emotional, and I feel like our emotions have been spent a little bit. You know what I mean? I think you think about 4 years of exhausted, nonstop protest. You think about Laquan McDonald. You think about, because you think about Laquan McDonald was 3 years of just
right.
Bang, 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 bang. And then the police, I just feel like people are exhausted. And then we went through a year-long governor's race. But can I tell y'all, the way this set up is the same way that Mayor Emanuel got elected. We kind of just got lulled to sleep. Is there anybody that you're fired up about? Like, who are you seeing activity from? I'm going to give it to you. I see the only person I really see campaigning really, really, really hard is Willie Wilson. I don't see the other black candidates a lot. Now, okay, well, I see Tony Preckwinkle. I do see Tony Preckwinkle. But I feel like right now, everything I'm seeing is the press beating her up over this Burke thing. And I don't know how they deflect it. Right? How do they get it? Like, as a PR consultant, how would you advise them to shift the argument away from from the Burke situation to, as Tony Preckwinkle is doing, she's about to do commercials. She just did a $750K ad buy regarding her role in exposing the Laquan McDonald situation. Do you think that's the way to pivot? Let's talk about it when we come back.
Okay.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
So, like, I'm going to tell y'all, when I go back, like, when I've gone into Conrad's files and pictures and posters, and I laugh at the rudimentary stuff that they did. But what I saw was, but like, they had fish fries. They met black people where they were. They weren't trying to be all highfalutin or nothing. They was like, man, come to this dance party, and when you leave this dance party, take this flyer, we go. I don't see any swell. Right. I don't feel any different about the mayor's race now than I did in November. I'm hearing a lot of bad stuff, but not a lot of what's going to come. Right. Like, Bill, I want to talk to Daly about this merging CPS with city colleges. But I feel like Paul Vallis is dropping a lot of ideas, but it's like he says so much. So when we come back, how do you spin out of this? How does a Preckwinkle spin out of this situation and get this back to what she's done?
Yeah.
I need some tickets to this. I need to host this show. I need to host this. Maze, that's me.
That is you.
They smile in your face.
Oh.
Boys to men. Oh. That's a good one, too. You got the camera.
A man like me.
Boys to Men. Boys to Men. New edition, Boys to Men.
Oh, that's the song?
Oh, not for that. I want to say now. Can you play New Edition, Boys? These are the things that change boys to men. Oh!
Okay, Johnny.
Responsibilities.
Man, he put that male, when Johnny joined that group, that's when I said, oh, that really meant it. He needed, it was the right timing of it, the baritone and the voice. I mean, I love me some Rock Trashman.
Whoa!
Growing, we wanted to see them, and I think that at that time, Johnny Gill being added to that mix was perfection. So shouts out to the New Edition crew. And what was their long-time management name? Manager. They've been rocking with him since day one. Yeah. Oh, we're good. Brooke Payne. Brooke Payne.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Uh-oh, Jade. Bolingbrook in the house, so you know Jade came from the crib. Jade. That's right. Jade Bolingbrook.
I'll be right there for you.
All this love, waiting just for you. That your love is true. Good and girl, in and out my life. That on a big
right. If you let me come inside.
Will you be there for me when you need someone who can? Don't misunderstand. I just want you for my woman. I just need a little time. Don't walk up. One of them is my love won't hurt you. Don't walk away, girl. I'll be right there for you. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting there with me is Miss Catrice Armstrong.
Good morning, Chicago.
And we are talking about, is there anybody who gets you excited, that gets you fired up about the mayor's race? You know, it's like, I want to be like, rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, I'm excited. But I'd be like,
Sleepy.
It seems like this whole thing is the biggest action right now seems, in my estimation, to be this Ed Burke thing. How do you think they pivot out of the Ed Burke thing, Catrice, as a PR specialist?
Well, for me, okay, I'm always about the truth, all right? I think we are in a space and time now, people want the truth. And I know in this political world, it's really hard to get out and tell the truth. So with my clients, particularly in this situation with Tony Waco, I would tell her and advise her to address the situation.
Okay.
You gotta get out here to the people.
Okay.
Once you address the situation and she talks about it herself, her part in it, and then from there we will start the ads and things like that. But when you're not saying anything, all it's doing is making people want to peel back more, and can't no one tell your story better than you.
Okay.
So that would be my advice to her from PR.
Okay, cool. You know, I was thinking when Bill Daley responded, he was like, hey, I've been doing business in the city of Chicago my whole life. You don't do business in the city of Chicago your whole life without talking to Ed Burke. Remember I told you about Gary Chico? He was like, hey, man, that's my dude. I did my work. What can I do?
Right.
The two people, right, moving around. All right. So I don't see any enthusiasm. Let's go to, you've been giving me some good insights lately. Brother Hall, you on the Talk of Chicago, 1690. What's up, my brother?
Thank you so much for the accolades. And first of all, good morning to you and your co-host. But thank you so much for the accolades for Chikia and myself.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. One of the reasons, Mason, I'm going to say this right quick if you let me. One of the reasons why we're able to give that type of history because we went to the school of what they call the Valley of the Dry Bones, which was at Inner City Studies every Tuesday. Regardless of our differences, we agree to disagree without being disagreeable under the leadership of Dr. Stocks and Lou Palmer and others. Now, let me just say one of the reasons why you're not feeling anything out here is because it's by design. Water carriers, Mays, and I coined this phrase, water carriers can't participate with the dry bones. And we have 90 or probably 95% of our elected officials carry the water for others. So they have to make sure that they suppress. They can't wake up no sleeping giant. They can't do that. Matter of fact, you hit it. We have to find something to vote against. That's what'll make the dry bones come out. Vote for. There's nobody who we're going to vote for now. I must say it. If I had to pick right now, today, it would be Willie Wilson. Why? Because he's more closer to the things that represents the dry bones. And when you understand that, then you understand that you're representing the people who have less than yourselves. See, some greedy Negroes. I've never seen nobody like that. I swear, I've never seen people like the way these people are. And you know what I'm talking about. Lastly, let me say this. Why would I reach out for a Mendoza, particularly a Mendoza? All you have to do is go to her legislative record when she was a legislator. When you read that, it's enough to make a Negro turn black. Have a good day.
All right, there you go, Brother Hall, putting it down with the smackaroonie. All right, let's go. Will, you on the Talk Chicago 1690. Anybody got you fired up, excited about this mayor's race?
Not really, man, but I can tell you that I don't think that that's going to be the outcome. That's going to be the determining factor of the outcome. I think this is going to boil down to everybody has a piece of their base excited. What I think the winner is going to be the person who benefits from somebody getting knocked out. And I think right now this race is Willie Wilson's and Bill Daley's to lose. It's between those two. They're gonna knock Mendoza, Preckwinkle, Chico. They're all gonna knock each other out. The question is, who benefits the most from that? Bill Daley or Willie Wilson?
You know what?
That's the mayor's race.
Now let me tell y'all what that is. That's Willie Preston. And young Willie Preston, he out there grinding with all them babies. You know what I love? Can I tell y'all what I love? Seeing the pictures of Willie Preston and his family on Facebook. He got about 10 kids. He don't got 10. I think he got like 5. Yeah. But Willie Preston ran for state representative. And I think that it's admirable to see that our people are starting to get involved, wake up, connect. I really, I got a good friend that tells me all the time that it's about bringing people together. Bringing people together. Now, I'm not opposed to that. The thing I want to say is we got to bring us together before we start bringing everybody else together. Mm-hmm. Reach out. You know how they used to sing that song? When I was at church, they used to sing, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can. See, we gotta start reaching for each other, right? We gotta start reaching out, touching and agreeing, not R. Kelly style, right? But we got to reach out. Y'all got me thinking about when they say touch and agree now. Y'all see, this R. Kelly done messed me all the way up on everything. But when you reach out, and we've got to start reaching across the lines, across our barriers. I keep telling you, it's time to unite the plazas. If you watched Narcos, if we all work together, we can take the whole pie and we can all eat big. We can get one sliver for one of us, or if we start touching an agreement. I gotta stop saying touching an agreement, especially after all this R. Kelly stuff. We might be able to get some things done together as a community. Look, y'all. Agreed. I'm excited. Now, coming up next, this whole R. Kelly thing has gotten off the chain. But what I want to do is get down to some of the clinical and the clinical definitions and some of the clinical problems that are happening here. Help you understand what is Stockholm Syndrome, brainwashed, and why don't these people just leave R. Kelly? So, to talk to us about that is Margena Carter. She's a psychotherapist. We'll be talking to her when we come back. So, tune in, get the kids. We're going to make it a very mature conversation. But if you got a teenager, have them sit in and listen as well on the way to school. Or if you're in the house, you're watching it, you're casting it. Let them watch this, listen to this so they can hear and learn what they should be on the lookout for. It's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back after traffic news and the weather.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is...
You got the camera, kid.
Oh, hey, let me see what my people talking about.
Release the hostages. Officers down. I'm Michael Toscano. House Democrats are pushing ahead with bills to reopen departments affected by the partial government shutdown, already approving a bill to fund the Treasury Department, the IRS, and other agencies. They're hoping to peel away some votes from Republicans like Illinois' Adam Kinzinger.
Too many cooks in the kitchen to come with a menu. Carlton.
Kind of release hostages in this process. A really bad way of doing
Willie Wilson would not be mentioned of as a candidate if he were not rich. Okay. All right. Carlton Brown.
The president will meet with officials on the front lines where locals debate the effectiveness of a wall. One man saying he would bring jobs, but wouldn't solve illegal immigration. One way or another, they're going to find ways to cross
what else?
Whether the wall's up or not. After the president's visit, Senators Cruz and Cornyn will hold a roundtable discussion with local leaders and border officials to discuss the ongoing debate. Clayton Neville McGowan.
In Shreveport, Louisiana, a police officer identified as Shateri Payne was shot to death last
Good morning, Kenneth.
preparing to go to work on the night
Rodney.
happened outside of
Vernon.
One person has been
Good morning.
but has not yet
Margaret, I see you tuned in. You still here? Good morning. That's my auntie. Shout out to my aunt. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Cheryl McGill. Hey, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. How you doing today?
As the U.S. plans to pull all of its troops from Syria, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is
Good morning.
reassuring
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday.
We urge every country to take meaningful action to
Yeah.
combat terrorism and denounce its ideology.
How's everybody doing?
You'll not fight these battles alone.
Good morning, Carl Murray.
Our robust battle against ISIS, Al-Qaeda,
How y'all
and
doing?
terrorist groups will continue.
Secretary Pompeo speaking in Cairo, Egypt.
Sean Howard just tuned in. Good morning, Sean. Thanks for tuning in. What's going on?
At CarMax, when we say we buy all the cars, we mean it. Over the last 20 years, we've purchased millions of cars from coast to coast. In the last year alone, we bought a mountain of Mercuries, an Armada Nissans, a ton of Titan, an ocean of Pacificas, and a sea of Siennas. Not to mention a few Hellcats and a couple of Tornadoes. So no matter what you're selling, CarMax is buying. And we'll buy your car.
Yeah, we do gotta get excited about this mayoral race because it doesn't seem like there's no firecrackers going on. We need some firecrackers. We need to get excited. You know, let's get excited. But we need something to get excited about. So I don't know. What y'all think? Barbecue? What you think, barbecue? Barbecue, that's kind of cool. Barbecue. I mean, Q like you a Q, Omega Psi Phi, or is that your middle name, or is that your last name short? Explain. Yeah, he is rich, Patah. That he is. Money can buy a whole lot of things, and we all know it's powerful. We've seen that firsthand, right?
We always hear about.
So,
police are the front line between us and the criminal element. As mayor, I would begin programs to assure they will get to know us as our neighbors.
Willie Wilson for mayor.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Chicago.
Speaking of Willie Wilson, there's the ad right there. Dr. Willie Wilson.
We have 50 aldermen to watch over our neighborhood, but only one police superintendent. As mayor, I will add 3
Good morning, Jimmy.
superintendents and
Thanks for tuning in. How are you today?
For them to be responsible for and bringing top management to the police force closer to our citizens.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Yeah.
It's dark when
you say, Carlton, we can't put Willie in, even if everyone vote for him. They pick them pink people. Carlton, you hilarious. You saying so even if we vote Willie in, we're not gonna get him in, huh? Okay.
ComEd has solutions to manage your energy.
That's funny.
Budget billing allows you to pay a predetermined amount each month, keep
So what else? What y'all doing this weekend? I keep asking, nobody's saying nothing. What y'all got going on? What's happening in the city? Nothing? If he wasn't rich, everybody's saying if Willie Wilson wasn't rich, he wouldn't even be considered as a choice. Yeah, it does need to be more debates. True, Sonya. No buzz on the alderman races either. I agree.
You said you got to break. What time you got to go?
8:15. No real buzz, right? I agree.
Hurry in for huge deals on appliances, tools, flooring, holiday decor.
That's how I say you. You laid up this weekend. Okay, that's cool. Y'all all. I know what it is. Y'all resting up for May's party staycation. Everybody chilling and saving them coins. Okay, I get it. That's gonna be a fun time right there. Dang, it would have been cool if the Bears was going.
No, it would have, but it wouldn't have been.
Wait, did you see the thing in Jules where they have the field goal with the football balloon literally stuck up against for parquet? Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm gonna show you a picture. They was posted it last night. I said Jules is something else. I'm like, y'all just not gonna let this man breathe. I tell you, I love it.
Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Call 773-591-1690. Wake up!
I'll be around.
I'll be around.
You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Catrice Armstrong. Catrice, you got to get out of here a little bit early today. So, you know what? I want to say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. Got to say what's up to Aviam Jordan. She is in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. She's the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. Now, y'all, this R. Kelly thing, so I feel like I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I.e., I don't want to allow the hype, the white hype, to make me overreact. But can I tell you, back when this initially happened, and my friend had saw the tape, he was disturbed, angry, and he couldn't believe the lack of concern back then and even now. And as I've watched this debate, happen, and I on Facebook and social media, and I heard people say them, and I listened to these phone calls, and I heard people say, them girls knew better. They 14 years old. They could have left. I think about the Boondocks when he was like, just move. But then as I watched it, I thought of all of the sex trafficking movies that I've ever seen, documentaries, etc. And so I felt like with this R. Kelly situation, it might be better for us if we got someone who could explain exactly what we're seeing, what is happening, what is going on. So to do that, here on the live line, we have Dr. Margena Carter. Now, she's a psychotherapist, and she is going to break down what's happening. Dr. Carter, welcome to the WVON Morning Show. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Okay, so Dr. Carter, first of all, let me start here with this R. Kelly thing. This R. Kelly thing. I don't even know what to call it. So how would I describe it clinically without being offensive, but communicate to people what's going on? What is R. Kelly a pedophile?
Yes.
Uh-oh. So now define to me what is a pedophile.
Okay, so a pedophile is, and a lot of people don't know this, but it's actually a psychiatric disorder. So it's a mental illness, same way you have depression or you have bipolar. Pedophilia is the same. So pedophilia is a sexual dysfunction, and it's under the umbrella of paraphilia. So people don't get confused. Paraphilia is the umbrella. Pedophilia is one of the sexual disorders under the umbrella of paraphilia. So we also have foot fetishes, right? And in the video, we've seen him urinating on the young woman. That is also a fetish. Certain things like voyeurism. So voyeurism, and we see people often go to jail for this, where you found out that your neighbor had been watching you for years and watching you get undressed and shower. Those are all, just like pedophilia, those are all sexual dysfunctions and disorders under the umbrella of paraphilia. So these are mental disorders.
So they are mental disorders. And so this R. Kelly thing, can he be cured from it?
No, there is no cure for paraphilia. There is management, but the difficult part is people who suffer from it and don't get help.
You're breaking up. I need you to get to where it's 4 bars. I need you to get 4 bars. I lost a lot of that. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So I asked you, can it be cured?
No. There is no cure. You can manage pedophilia, but there is no cure for sexual dysfunction. Paraphilia, there is no cure because it's your sexual desire. And how can that be turned off? That's like saying to me, don't be attracted to who you're attracted to. Telling you, don't be attracted to this person. That's exactly what you're telling someone with a pedophilia. The difference is their attraction is abnormal, right? So it can be managed it can be managed. And the sad part is that the management is very low because people have to seek help. And it's very hard, even if you seek help, you can't turn off what is a sexual desire. So sometimes it can be managed with medication or in therapy, but again, the person has to seek the help, and oftentimes the help is not sought until after they've done the act. And so once the act happens, now they're registered as a sex offender, and the court requires them to come to therapy. But again, the sad part is there is no cure.
So my question here is that, so let me say my question. So part of R. Kelly's, the 14-year-old is the 14, 12, and all the stories of the girls that were under the legal age of consent is one thing. But it seems like he's moved on to what my friend tells me in the world of porn is called barely legal, which is the 17 or 18. Now, is that a sickness as well? Because I feel like the desire for young girls has always been woven into American, the American psyche, like the Catholic. Think about Britney Spears. When she first came out, it was the Catholic girl in the plaid skirt that was the dream of, white guys from middle America. Think about Kevin Spacey getting an award for American Beauty, where the whole movie was about a a middle-aged man having sexual desires and actually trying to carry them out on a high school underage student. So it seems like the lines are blurred. What distinguishes a person from being a pedophile and a person who pursues under the quote, under the heading barely legal?
So it is exactly that. You're a pedophile if the person is not legal. But that doesn't take away from a paraphilia. Rapists rape people on the street, random older women. There's also sexual dysfunction called macrophilia. And again, it's under that paraphilia umbrella where people have a sexual arousal and sexual desire, and they have sex with corpse, dead bodies. So just
what? Where do you find a dead body to even? They? Oh my God. Okay, that's too much. That's a lot. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm here to provide education, and that's why I let people know. It's a paraphilia. Pedophile is just under that umbrella. So, yeah, you may not fall under pedophile, but that doesn't mean that. Pedophile strictly means that you have a sexual desire for prepubescent, right? So, under a certain age, you're not legal, but that doesn't mean that you don't have a sexual dysfunction. Sexual dysfunction could be anything. We talk about people who expose themselves to strangers, rapists, fetishes. You know, so that doesn't mean that there is not a sexual dysfunction. And I think the thing when it comes to women is that it's just recent that it has become a thing that is considered against the law. But for many years, there were no laws protecting women. When a husband would have, there was no such thing as husband rape, right? You know, a man could have sex with his wife no matter what. Women were considered property. It was not uncommon in the early 1900s where you would see an elder guy married off to a 15-year-old.
Purple Rain. I mean, not Purple Rain. Purple, Color Purple.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So this was not. And here's the thing: if things change and there's a light bulb off when times change, when people evolve and we get more education, there's more science. Because again, therapy is a science. Mental illness is a science, just like any other science. When you study cancer, we study mental illness the same way. So as the times change and evolve, then you understand, okay, this is psychological. This is not normal. Okay, and each time, the manual is called the Diagnostic Manual for Mental Health Disorders, the DSM. That is what we follow as therapists to diagnose. Over time, it changes.
I got it.
Time changes. Yeah.
So,
before gambling wasn't in there. Now gambling addiction is.
Margena, check this out. We got to go to traffic and the weather, but when we come back, I want to understand why they didn't just leave. How come those girls, after the first time, why didn't they just leave? We'll talk about it all when we come back to Talk Chicago 1690.
More of the morning show.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Coming up on the Talk of Chicago 16.
Y'all, I'm having heart palpitations right now.
You gonna make me anything?
Huh? No, what I really need is for you all find my story because I got to record and get out of here today.
Stories? I already got on top of it already.
Okay, what you thinking? What's up, y'all? Take a moment. Share the broadcast. What up, Vern? What's up, Carlton? What's up, Jonathan Boston? Pastor Hunter, what's up? What's up, Robin Patrice? What up, Brother Patel? What up, Bobby Q? What up, Carlton Brown? What up, Wilson Coleman? What up, Leah Charrier? What up, Sonia Escobar? What up, Susan Peters? My morning music choice is Boys to Men. These are the things that change boy to men. Oh, who accepts responsibility of having to support our families? Who's protecting us from harm? Is there any one of us that we can trust? So we say, hey, WJ, Nate said that y'all coming to my birthday party. I talked to him last night at Founders. He said y'all coming. Y'all better go reserve your room. Shout out to Erica Swain and Brian Farrell. Shout out my cousin them, Auntie Neil. We confirmed the cousin them. They coming too. Y'all know this is my birthday month, okay? I'm gonna talk a little smack about my birthday. Y'all, if y'all knew what my heart was feeling like, you better, don't make me. He put it on the shield. Y'all was coming. We just chillin', milk 'em, top billin', silkin' pure linen. Me and Lil C's, Malibu sea breeze, Don Peas and palm trees. Cats named Pablo and milked out Diablos. Williest, the bitches be the silliest. The more I smoke, the smaller the filler gets. Room 112, where the players dwell. Cats named Shadell. Inhale, make it feel good like Tony. Feel up in your middle like Moni. She don't want me, but she's setting up to blow me. Homie. Players stay splurging, game so tight they call me Virgin. Oh, I need to know where we stand when we spare this special thing called love. I know I do. What about you? I need you in my life. Where do I go? What must I do if I can't live without your love? Thinking of you makes me feel that I'm the only one for you. Are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know what? Catrice had to get out of here. You know, she got to take care of that business, but we're going to rock it all the way through. I am talking to Dr. Margena Carter. She's a psychotherapist. I got it wrong. You know, I thought when you like a psycho doctor therapist, I thought it all came together. But she's on her path to becoming a doctor. But right now, she is breaking down some of the clinical components of this R. Kelly situation. And Dr. Carter, one of the things that I've heard in all of these debates is them women knew better. Even if they was 14, they knew better and they should have left. Then I hear people talking about Stockholm Syndrome and brainwashed. Is that even possible? How does it happen?
It is possible. And first, I think for anyone saying that a woman should have known better, well, you're a part of the abuse. You're a part of the problem. No person, we wouldn't have to protect ourselves if there wasn't predators, right? And the world doesn't work that way. There is a high rate of predators, which is unfortunate, and 3 to 5% of males actually suffer from pedophilia. And so the sad part is that we have to protect ourselves. But if we're saying they should have known better, here we are victim shaming versus blaming the person who is doing the behavior, is the one that is preying. So here's the thing. People don't understand psychological abuse, but they understand this. They ask, well, why didn't she leave? The same reason you didn't leave when your husband hit you. Same reason you dated a man who cheated on his wife with you, and you didn't expect for him to cheat on you. We all have that invincible complex. Maybe we don't think that it will be me. But once it is you, and once that psychological abuse has happened with these victims, they do develop what they call a Stockholm Syndrome. And essentially what Stockholm Syndrome is a form of mental captivity. So it's when the abused or the victim aligns with the predator. And this is a survival tactic. So, and it's oftentimes built by fear and by abuse. And so what happens is that the victim develops a learned helplessness. And so for them, they develop this kind of gratification and this emotional attachment and empathy for the perpetrator for keeping them alive. Because to them, it's like, you could have killed me. So I have some sort of care for you because you actually kept me alive. And it's all psychological. It is a way for them to stay alive. If I do what he says, if I align with him, then it's easier for me to make it through these days. And once that happens, then the shackles to the wall can come off because they're mentally captive. And once you're mentally captive and there are chains on your mind, then you no longer need to be shackled to the wall.
Now, so let me ask a question. Is what R. Kelly did any different than, it seemed to me like he was operating like a pimp?
In the end, I don't know.
Except he wasn't selling them. He was pimping them for himself.
Right. The thing is that when you think about, now that I think when you think about a pimp, it's still abuse. All of that is abuse. So maybe the difference is that, okay, I've locked him in a house, but essentially, what is the difference? I lock you in a house and I beat you up and you can't leave, versus once you develop Stockholm syndrome, you can be a prostitute.
Margena, got it.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. So we just saw a story here in Chicago where a basketball coach was having ongoing sexual relationship with students. Like where the student thought that they were actually not locked up or anything, but the student and the coach were dating, quote unquote, even though he was 32, one was 14, one was 17. Does that qualify as, how do you characterize that?
That's pedophilia. That's an underage child.
That isn't.
That's pedophilia, a sexual desire for an underage child.
Got it.
That is exactly that. There's no what relationship can you have with a 13-year-old? They can't even write a check, pay a bill. That's not a relationship. That's domination. And essentially, that is a way, again, that's just like when we talked about the Stockholm syndrome. That is a psychological abuse. So I'm going to say we're in a relationship so that I can continue to abuse you and have sex with you. When you're young like that, oh, this is my boyfriend. There's no relationship there at all. But if you're young, you don't understand what at 14, you surely don't understand what a relationship is.
Got it. Well, you know what? I see, Margena, I think you hit it on the head. I think that with times change. I think when we were in an agrarian society, old man got a young woman. I just don't think anybody told everybody that the rules have changed. You know what strikes me all the time is when I always think of prom season. And every time that prom season, you go to like a black custom designer dress shop or something like that, there's a whole group of young ladies that are having their dresses paid for by these old men. I'm now starting to hear young women say, man, I want me an old man so he can go to sleep early. I feel like, do you think that the age of consent will go down? Because it seems like we're starting to be accepting of almost anything.
No, I think the age of consent should go up. Same way, again, we talk about time. Before you could smoke on an airplane, the age of smoking to purchase cigarettes was 18. Now it's 21. I think that the consent age will continue to go up, and the amount of predators and the amount of people coming forward who have experienced sexual abuse will continue to rise because more people understand it now. It's being talked about more. It's less of a taboo, and it's more so that this is not okay and this is wrong. And instead of glorifying, oh, I have a younger woman, that you need to get some help. Instead of leaving your wife that actually can check you.
So you get personal. Let me ask you one more question before we get out of here. Is it possible with this whole age thing? Is it now? You know what? I just lost my question. Dag nabbit. I lost the question, but I guess my thing when we talk about this age difference. Oh, I know what it is. What's like the real age difference? Like, is there a maturity number? Like, I know they say women mature faster than men. Is there like a gap that's reasonable? Like, you know, I always used to think if you are a senior and you are dating a freshman, I used to look at you suspect. But if you were a freshman dating a junior in high school, like, what's the window of difference of age that's reasonable? 3 years?
Yeah, that's why it's suspect for a senior 18-year-old to be dating a 15-year-old.
See,
and that's also against the law.
Oh, hey, y'all heard that? 15-year-olds dating 18-year-olds. You better be careful out there. None of that stuff. No, because I really think that we don't have a window. And I think that somebody should set some standards. Like, is it 5 years? And does that window change after you're older? Right? So, like, say now that you're 30. What's the window of difference? You know what? This is a great conversation. We're going to have to talk about this another time. Margena Carter, she's a psychotherapist, and she was talking to us, talking about sexual proclivities, and R. Kelly, he is a pedophile. Look, Margena, we'll look forward to having you back on the morning show in the future.
Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to coming back. I want to just share a couple things before I go. And for those out there who are looking for help and looking for support, it is okay for
Where can we find you? I gotta go to break.
Call the hotline. Okay.
What's the hotline? Tell us the hotline number.
Hotline number.
You better whoop your publicist. Give us a call, 773-591. We'll talk about it. I'll get it for you, and then we'll talk about it when we come back. It's Talk Chicago 1698.
Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news now.
It's 16 degrees. I'm Avi. I'm Jordan. Here's what's happening.
President Trump abruptly walked out of a White House meeting on ending the government shutdown. Mark Mayfield reports.
It's cold out here, and the temperature wasn't much warmer in the Situation Room. Our meeting did not last long.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said.
Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast.
Budget on the wall. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called.
Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast.
Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
R. Kelly is facing backlash in Chicago over abuse allegations featured in the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. Local radio host Angie Taylor spoke last night during a protest outside from the West Side studio, calling for a boycott of his music and for him to be prosecuted.
We need to realize that this person is a monster and stop celebrating this music, stop celebrating this man.
Officials from Chicago's fire and building departments also showed up at the studio and began knocking on doors. It's not known why they were there. The mother of former Northwestern University basketball player Jordan Hankins is blaming insecurity for her daughter's death. Hankins' mother filed a lawsuit this week against Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, claiming her daughter was a victim of hazing by sorority members, which caused severe anxiety and depression that led to her suicide in 2017. The suit says Hankins was subjected to physical and mental abuse, financial exploitation.
New edition Boys to Men, right?
These are the things, yeah.
If you want to hit her plug there, she said she's got different numbers in different cities, so she didn't want to get the wrong one.
Okay.
Which direction you going here? Are we staying on target? You gonna hit the Mexican announcer at all?
I did that already.
You played? No.
I did the Mexican announcer at 7:30.
I thought you did the MLK thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, man, stick with me, man.
And wondering when you've got Shy 311. Visit 311.chicago.com to figure out how to get money with 311. This sports report is brought to you by Lowe's. Pros in the nose start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases. Every day made with a Lowe's business credit account. That's 5% savings in store and online.
Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Y'all, it's a lot on my mind. I don't have it. I gotta get through the show. I just gotta get through the show. Take a moment, share the broadcast. A lot going on. A lot going on. How y'all doing today? Who's rocking with me? What's up, YouTube? How y'all feeling today? What's up, Ready Rock? What up, RG? Rago Babo! Hi, Rago Babo. I was like Reagan Jean Brooks. Hey, Rago Babo. What up, Jay Petty? What up, Anthony Robinson? What up, H. Bowie? Is that Houston Bowie? What up? Tony Adams. What up, TT? What up, Dennis Evans? What up, Sheila? Oh, Shayla. What up, Diane Scott? To help me along the way. Man, that's crazy.
WVON, traffic and weather now.
Y'all, it's just a lot going on today. Take a moment, share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the broadcast. Oh. Some teenage years in the effort to pursue our careers with some responsibility. I'm serving to support our families who can protecting us from harm. Is there any one of us that we can trust? So we sing for two questions, looking for further and more. I taught a lesson every time. Together with them. Whoa, this responsibility falls in our head. Learning, growing. Wisdom helps us understand. Oh, reality. Of solving about ways through the possibility. Who's to tell us that we're wrong? It's up to us to figure out what life is all about. So we say, y'all don't even know right now, I'm going through something. Looking for further and more. I taught a lesson every time we turn. Oh, and wisdom helps us see our responsibility. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and it is the Next Level Morning Music Choice. Now, Next Level Health, let me tell you, they serve persons participating in the managed long-term services and supports the MLTSS program. Along with providing Medicaid insurance, Next Level Health is here to educate the public about current health concerns, Medicaid, and changes to the health insurance system. Y'all, that song that you heard in the background is Boys to Men from the group New Edition. And I'm just going to tell y'all I'm in my feelings right now. I'm feeling a little emotional. It's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on. I'm going to ask y'all to send up some words of prayer. It's a lot going on right now. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Did y'all see Jeff Bezos? So you all know who Jeff Bezos is, right? Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world currently. The richest man in the world. And guess what? He's getting a divorce. His wife of 25 years, Jeff Bezos and his wife of 25 years are getting a divorce. And Jeff Bezos, who is worth 137 it's hard for me to say that. $137 billion. Now, his wife was with him before he got the money. They worked together at a hedge fund. And they decided to quit their jobs in New York. They drove to Seattle. She drove while he wrote the business plan for his online bookstore. They moved to a one-bedroom apartment after leaving a hedge fund, and 25, I don't know how many years later, but however many years later, they are now the Bezoses. She is now an author, a writer. He is just rich as hell. See, that's how you see. So are they rich, or is he rich and she came along for the ride? Now, I'm going to tell you, ordinarily, I am very, I'm biased on these situations because I always be like, now what exactly did she do? But usually that's because somebody got married and they married somebody wealthy. But in this case, she stands to get upwards of $63 billion in the settlement. Sonia, why are you over there clapping? 63. For $63 billion, do you know? Okay, $63 billion. I'm going to tell you, ordinarily, I would be talking mad smack. But I'm going to say, when they told the story of they drove across country, she drove while he wrote a business plan in the car, I was like, shit, you good for at least $5 billion, just for that. But 63 billion. So let me ask y'all a question. How much is enough? And does she deserve $63 billion? $67 billion? I think it might have been cheaper to keep her. Right? Like, and let me ask the question. Or do you think Jeff Bezos is like, hold on. I got $63 billion and I got the same wife from 25 years ago? He was like, I could buy me a new wife. I could buy me 20. Oh, God. Let me ask a question. Oh, see, $63 billion. What would you do? What would you do with a $63 billion divorce settlement? Now, let me ask the question. Does she get... Now, they said they're going to maintain a loving friendship. But it seemed like when Jeff Bezos, when he said his reasoning, said he was going... What, they said something about loving exploration? He said something about loving exploration, and I was thinking, Jeff Bezos, you know, maybe he said, I don't want to cheat on my wife, and I got $137 billion. What makes you get divorced after 25 years and $137 billion? Y'all could just be across the country. You could be in your house, you could be in yours. My notes say $67 billion. Does she really need all $67 billion? Does she deserve $67 billion? Man, prenup. Should he sign a prenup? Do you think he got a prenup? Y'all don't think he got a prenup? 25. Let me tell you. So let me ask you. He wrote the business plan, though. Shouldn't it at least be 70-30? 50-50? Like, should it be 50-50? No, Microsoft spell check that. How much is realistic? How much? I mean, I think it should be fair, but 50-50? How about 70-30? Not even... You think she was packing boxes? How much money is too much? I don't know if well, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to bring that into my life, but I am going to say that $63 billion, can you imagine writing that check? $63 billion. Fellas, I remember when they told me I don't even want to tell you how they told me I had to pay. I was mad to the mud. But is there a time like when you're not mad anymore? Like at $63 billion, does he miss that $67 billion? Does he miss 60? Like, how rich is rich? Like, where they just say, whatever it is you do, would you be mad? I don't know, y'all. I'm going to tell you. I don't know if... Is there a monetary value you could put on a marriage? What do you think? Y'all don't want to touch that? You scared? You scared? Go to church. I'm saying, because he can make her... I'm saying, why she couldn't settle for like $200 million and be cool? Why does she need 67 billion? I mean, 67 billion. You can't even spend all that money. They got 4 kids. 4 kids. Now, you know, to be them kids. And you know what? Can I tell you what? I'd be mad as mug, though. Because they be talking about that all these kids. They say, I'm not leaving my money to my kids. If I had $63 billion, 67, and he got 100 and, what was it? 132? $137 billion. All I'm just telling y'all is, I think if you got $1 billion, you should be straight. Why she need all, does she need that much? Sonia, why you looking like that? The other Sonia. She trying to, huh? $25, look at everybody got something to say. You know what? So that goes to the whole point of no matter how much money you got, no matter how beautiful she is, it's somebody's problem at some point. 60, do you think he's, wait a minute. Is that what you're saying, Todd? That he's spending $67 billion just to get away from her? How much, let me ask you a question. How much money would you spend to get away from your ex-wife? Like, you were married before? How much would you pay to get away from your ex-wife? Oh, I got a good answer for that one. We'll talk about it when we come back to Talk Chicago 1690. What's up?
Nothing, you know. Just gotta be careful what you say. You're the married guy. I can say whatever I want.
Right. I would pay $20 billion for my baby. All the money I got. I love. First of all, $67 billion. There's nothing you can do to get me to divorce you. I would be like, I love you forever.
Well, I'll take the $65 billion and you can divorce me because Jeff Bezos is going to make $67 billion more in the next 10 years.
Right.
Right.
He can't miss that.
And at this level, it's just like the relationship ain't working. That $67 billion is equivalent to the $100 grand you got in your accounts or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to him, it's just like, F it. I'd rather be done with this relationship and move on. It ain't even about the money.
Todd, so I don't know if you believe me when I tell you I gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta get out of here.
All right.
Like, I don't have.
All right.
This is.
All right. Well, as soon as you walk out, we'll walk in and we'll have something for you.
Guys, I'm about to have.
This week, but by chance, is he coming after the big?
No, I didn't ask him.
Okay.
We can ask him. I could text him. Hey, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. What's up, YouTuber? Y'all know I'm just being a smart aleck. My mind is not here right now. I am not in this space. I am having an out-of-body experience, and so please forgive me for this last 30 minutes because my heart is going through some stuff right now. Okay? Oh woman, why you be so mean? Woman that I never seen. So, well, you are tuned into the Talk Chicago 1690, and we were talking about Jeff Bezos and his wife, $67 billion divorce settlement, potentially 50-50. You know, I never forget when the settlement time came. Do you think that there's a time when it's worth it that you be willing to pay whatever to get away from a person that you no longer love? Jeff Bezos is willing to pay $67 billion. Do you think it was bad? Or do you think it was like, man, I got $67 billion, I got to try some new stuff? I'll say this. I thought it was pretty cool that well, first of all, she ain't got no choice but to be smiling, because she about to come up with $67 billion. And I guess he could look at it as though he could have been splitting up $5,000. So I guess that's having to share split 100 and something billion dollars to only have 67 billion left. I guess that's what you call a good problem to have. You know what? Listen to me complaining. But I guess it also shows that there's no amount of money that can make you stay somewhere you don't want to be. All right, y'all. It has been a very, I won't say it's been a great show, but it's been a nice, I've enjoyed this show today. I really think that we need to, I think the mayoral candidates need to step it up. Now, I think I'm going to head over to a forum today. My man Darnell let me know about a forum today for all the mayoral candidates over at Steinmetz High School. I may try to make that one. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like we need to start getting we need to start having some real black discussions. So stay tuned, because the What's in It for the Black People organization will be kicking off our candidate forums, as well as I'll be doing a series of interviews. If you watch Poli-Sci 102, Anatomy and Dissection, it is a Facebook Live show that I produce. You can check that out. We'll have a lot of the mayoral candidates there. Also, I want to encourage you guys, get your tickets. Go to Eventbrite. I keep saying tickets. Get your rooms. Get your rooms. That's right, for $275 based on double occupancy per person. And people keep saying, wait a minute, does that include the room? Yes. Look, as KRS-One would say, yes. It includes a 3-night stay at the Freehand Hotel. That hotel is run by our very own Juan Teague. Now, you're going to be treated to, all the people that get rooms, you and the guests will be treated to a penthouse VIP suite with complimentary drinks all 3 nights. We'll have a welcome reception on Friday. Don't forget, we've got a bar crawl downtown, as well as the Maze Jackson 7th annual birthday bash. Then after that, Sunday morning, we're going to get up and we're going to go to brunch. After you get your brunch, you know you got to get your nap on. Go up to your room, get your nap on, come on back down for the Super Bowl party. That's right. The big game party. Get that. The big game party. And then after that, you know, if you ever go out of town for the game, you know, sometimes when you go out of town for the game, you can't really kick it too hard because you got to get up and catch that early morning flight to get back. Well, you're going to be right downtown so you can have them pull your car around on Monday morning. Drive to the crib and you be right here. Do not miss Maze Jackson's 7th annual staycation. Not 7th annual staycation, 7th annual birthday bash. It is staycation weekend at the Freehand Hotel. Did I tell you also your room? You know how when you go to the mini bar, you always got to pay for the mini bar, you always got to pay for the snacks. You know when you late at night you want to eat them chips, they be like, that'll be $25. Those chips, Juan has decided she's going to throw in your snacks for free. Snacks in your room all weekend free. So, I'm going to tell you, get your tickets to the Maze Jackson birthday bash. Go look up Maze Jackson Staycation on Eventbrite. $275 per person. Double occupancy. That includes your room with a 3-night stay. All the parties, everything included. Don't miss it. Huh? And you know what? Check this out. We got big, like if you need a roommate, you want a roommate with somebody from Lions Den, we can even help you split it up. We got big party quads. You know, I'm telling y'all, it's going down. All right, now, again, shout out to the men of Phi Beta Sigma who we celebrated last night, our 105th year anniversary. Big shout out to Catrice Armstrong, PR Works. Man, y'all, the story of this basketball coach at the legal charter school, I seen that guy around a lot. And it gets me to thinking about, are we too trusting with our kids? Right? And you know what I want to know? I want to know, because coaches do a very good job of building up trust, and so do teachers, and we've always been taught to trust them. How do you know? You know what I should have asked that? I should have asked our psychotherapist, what are the signs? Like, how do you know what? Because I want to know, what are the signs that let you know that this person is suspect? Because I'll be like, I'm going to tell you, I'm thankful that I never had a daughter that played girls sports, but I also want to be clear, like, even with the men and men's sports, how do you vet parents? I mean, how do you vet coaches? How do you vet the people that are involved in your lives? It used to be a time when the authority figure called your house, your parents just went with it. Whether it was the coach, the teacher, the preacher, whoever. But now what we keep finding out is these people got the same proclivities, that we hold them in these high standards, and then they wind up being, in some cases, worse than we ever suspected. How do you know? Like, I know I ain't dropping my kids off at R. Kelly's. They knew. But, like, think about the basketball coach at the high school. That's supposed to be a safe haven. Now, check it out. This dude had been convicted of sexual issues in other places. Yeah, we got to do a better job of checking for our kids. All right, y'all. There's a lot going on. Can I ask y'all, WVON family, can you do me a big favor? Don't ask me no questions. Just send one big old prayer up for the Jackson Steele family today. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you could do that for me, let the prayers go up, let the blessings come down. I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be a great day. So, for Avion Jordan, that's right, she's in the newsroom. For Sonia Escobar, the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Catrice Armstrong, she cut out of here early. I am the oh, you know what I forgot? Let me say what's up to my producer, Todd. Let me also say what's up to the intern, Lorenzo. And I am the host of the WVON Morning Show. My name is Maze Jackson. If you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.